Welcome to Canadian Coffee House Crime. My name is Catherine. My last 4 cases were from the Haunted Canada Stamp and Coin series from the 2014 Canadian Mint Collection. The first story was The Ghost Bride of the Banff Springs Hotel in Alberta, and the second story was The Ghost Train of Saskatchewan. The third story was The Hauntings of Fort George in Ontario. Then the fourth was the really interesting The Count de Frontenac. I thought it would cover all the little stories featured in their collection. This story takes us to the Northumberland Strait in the very far eastern side of Canada called the Maritimes. The Maritimes consist of 3 Canadian provinces, New Brunswick, PEI, and Nova Scotia. The largest city in that area is Halifax, Nova Scotia, which has a population of almost 500,000 people. Shout out to Maddie, she is from Halifax. I work with her at the Jasper Skytram. Halifax was founded in around the 1400s by the Micmac First Nations people of around 1,000-person colony for fishing. The Micmac name for Halifax, Jabuktuk, which means Great Harbor. Unfortunately, one of Canada's most horrifying disasters was December 6, 1917, when the cargo steamship Mont Blanc from France, which was transporting explosives, collided with the Belgian vessel, the SS Emo, in the narrows between Upper Halifax Harbour and Bedford Basin, killing 2,000 people and injuring 9,000 in the Richmond district of Halifax. I visited the Maritime provinces last year in October of 2022 for my birthday. It was absolutely beautiful. And amazing. And I loved it, and I will return one day. The only thing I did not enjoy was my company. It's very fitting that I am working on a maritime case, as today, Canada lost a musical icon based out of that area. His name was Gordon Lightfoot. Check out my favorite song called The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald. The Northumberland Strait is a body of water that separates the 3 provinces of PEI, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. It is the southern shores of PEI and the northern shores of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. For over 200 years, fishermen, lighthouse keepers, shore residents, and train crews have been witnessing a 70 to 80 foot long schooner, 3 masts with pure white sails, catch on fire and then vanish. The first documented sighting of the schooner was in 1786, which occurred at the Sea Cowhead Lighthouse that was watched for about an hour. It can be seen 3/4 of a mile from shore. It has been seen between 15 minutes to up to 2 hours at a time. It usually appears before a northeast wind and is a forewarning of a storm. It appears at all seasons, but mostly the sightings are in the spring and fall and at night just before dusk. Sometimes the sightings differ in masts, rigging, and type of ship. Sometimes cannon fire can be heard from the ship. Sometimes it's just the rigging on fire. Sometimes it's burning end to end. Sometimes you can see people and dogs running around the deck and jumping overboard as weird tongues of fire lick at the masts. Phantom crewmen can be seen climbing the masts before the ship completely burns, then either sinks or vanishes. Some theories suggest that it may be a phenomenon called St. Elmo's fire, which is an electric discharge from the atmosphere. Another theory suggests it's a bank of fog reflecting in the moonlight, or it might be a crescent moon on the horizon or a mirage. In the year of 1900, it was recorded that the burning ship was spotted by a group of sailors. They boarded a boat to go out, but when they got to the ship, it disappeared in front of them. In 1939, Helen Champion wrote a travel book called Over on the Island, which mentions the phantom burning ship. In 1948, Roland H. Sherwood wrote a book about the Phantom ship questioning the mystery. In October 1978, the last lightkeeper of the Woods Islands, Leon Patton, received a phone call from Bernice Smith, a lady who lived up the road, asking him what he was burning. He said he was not burning anything. She told him to look out the window. He did and saw a schooner completely emblazed heading down the strait towards Murray Harbor. He watched it and it vanished into thin air. There are many, many stories from witnesses to today's date. Please feel free to check them out. They are all fascinating. What ship it might be has been theorized many times. In 1836, a ship called the Calbrum was lost in a storm. In 1838, the ship the Tasabella deported for South America and was spotted by the lighthouse keeper at Amet Island, but was never seen again. Another was a ship that got lost on its way to Quebec. Then again, another ship bound to Scotland, never to be seen again. And lastly, a pirate ship that was sunk by the British Navy. In 2009, U-Haul put a picture of the Phantom ship on the side of their moving trucks. And a few years ago, a songwriter from PEI named Lenny Gallant composed a song called The Tales of the Phantom Ship. The Phantom schooner that sets ablaze and either sinks or vanishes can be seen to this day. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Catherine, and this is Canadian Coffeehouse Crime. And this concludes Story 5 of the 2014 Haunted Canada Mint Stamp series. The next story will be the first of the 2015 Haunted Canada Stamp and Coin Collection, called The Brakeman from British Columbia. See you in the next case.
Black as a raven's feather, thunder crackle like a snap of leather, and the wind whips through the black spruce on the shore. Waves are pounding on the beaches, harder as the last of the fishermen reach safe harbor, and the wind turns cold, cuts to the core. Out on the wide Northumberland Strait, all the fires skip so the waves, and those who watch, they can't believe their eyes. There's a burst of flame and a flash of light, and there in the tide is a frightening sight as the tall ship, all the flame lights up the sky. Tales of the Phantom ship, from Toronto to Kiel in flames. She sails the wide Northumberland Strait, no one knows her name. Tales of the Phantom ship, it's a ship on fire, they cry. Hard against the wind she sails, no one can say why. She's the three-masted square rigger, 400 tons, maybe bigger, with fire and every open spire and sail. Out of the east of the wind blows west, she plows a straight on an unknown quest, cutting to the waves with the strength of a full horse gale. Of why she appears as the none who know. Some say it's nothing but a moonlit glow, but those who've seen her swear they tell no lies. They tell how her bow suddenly drops down to the depths of the street she's bound, and the wind goes wild with the wailing, chilling cries. Tales of the Phantom ship, from Toronto to Kiel in flames. She sails the wide Northumberland Strait, no one knows her name. Tales of the Phantom ship, it's a ship on fire, they cry. Hard against the wind she sails, no one can say why. Some say she's an emigrant ship of old, Highland Scots whose land was stolen, lost at sea, seeking the new land. Or a ghostly American privateer who plundered innocent harbors here, cursed to sail the strait, forever damned. But an old man sang a song to me, 800 Acadian drowned at sea, deported long ago from this here isle. He says they sailed this choppy street through time and tide they navigate, searching for the means to end their long exile. Tales of the phantom ship